Welcome back to Savage Showdowns. This week we will return into the battle arena. This week in the battle arena, we will have an Allosaurus facing off against a hippopotamus. But first, if you like this content, give it a like and consider subscribing. It's free and it really helps the channel out. First up, let's take a look at the Allosaurus. Size. Allosaurus was a large theropod growing up to 28 feet long, standing 10 feet tall, and weighing between 1.1 and 2.7 tons, with many recorded specimens coming in at about 1.7 tons. The largest confirmed allo specimen was 32 feet long, and one specimen that may or may not have been an Allosaurus came in around 40 feet long. We will use a 28-foot, 1.7-ton individual for this fight. Strength. While not as powerful as the bite force of a T-Rex, Allosaurus could muster a bite force of several thousand newtons. Previously believed to be around 3,200 newtons, a more recent study found it closer to 8,300 newtons. In addition, Allosaur had powerful forearms that could be used to claw and grapple with prey. Speed. Allosaurus could reach speeds of 19 to 34 miles per hour, depending on what source you check. For our fight, we will use an allo capable of reaching speeds of around 25 miles per hour. Stealth. Despite being a powerful, fast predator, evidence suggests that Allosaurus was also stealthy, and would wait for the ideal moment to unleash its speed and strength instead of just chasing its prey down. Weapons and armor. For weapons, Allosaurus wields its size, its bite force coupled with teeth that could grow up to 3 inches long. It also had powerful forearms with grasping claws that could grow up to 6 inches long. Finally, the Allosaurus had its powerful legs and feet, which, while not intended as weapons, could be used to pin prey down or do damage in the right circumstance. In terms of armor, the Allo again had its size, scalation, possibly, though not super likely, feathers, and strong bones. Allosaurus were also believed to be quite durable and resilient, with specimens like the famous Big Al showing many wounds over many years and having survived both receiving and for a good time after these wounds. So how does the hippo stack up? Size. Hippos can grow up to 16 feet long as males or 14 feet as females. They stand around 5.5 feet tall and weigh in at around 3,400 pounds as males and about 3,000 pounds as females, though especially large males can come in at 4,500 pounds. Strength. Hippos are powerful animals capable of charging and or tossing other animals around. They also have a bite force of around 1,800 psi, which they use to chomp small crocodiles in half, crush fruits, as well as defending their territory. Speed. Hippos can reach speeds of around 19 miles per hour. Stealth. Hippos are not very stealthy, particularly stealthy. While they can go unnoticed, especially while resting in a river underwater, they are also relatively vocal animals that will make their presence known. So while capable of stealth, they are not an avid practitioner of that, with the other exception of when they are eating grass at night. Weapons and armor. A hippo's weapons consist of its feet, a bite force coupled with 36 large teeth, including canines, that can grow up to 1.6 feet long. That is correct, 1.6 feet long, not inches. And while hippos don't have a large assortment of weapons, they do have powerful ones. For armor, hippos have their size, dense, tough skin, which does burn easily, but is otherwise incredibly durable. Their dense skeletons and a very muscular build. Despite their round shape, hippos are mostly muscle with very little fat. Overall, they are very durable animals, which is why they are so dominant over their river territories in Africa. So those are our two fighters, but who wins? Let's find out. Our arena will be around a river with some deeper water, some dry land, and some shallow water. Our hippo is in the deep water, hiding from the extreme sun. Nearby, our Allosaurus approaches the water, hoping to get a drink and to cool off. The Allo approaches the shallow water and bends down to take a drink. The territorial hippo senses the Allo and charges, trying to scare it off. While this may have normally worked for the purposes of our fight, we will assume the Allosaurus returns the aggression. The Allosaurus returns in retaliation of the hippo's charge, roars in retaliation of the hippo's charge. Both of the combatants now in the shallow water. The Allosaurus attempts to use its agility to get around the hippo and flank it, but despite its efforts, it's unable to find an opening. The hippo attempts to charge, but the much faster Allosaurus easily avoids it. The church, however, does create an opening, and the allo capitalizes, biting down into the hippo's thick hide and with its teeth and using its claws to create deep gashes in the hippo's back and side. The hippo begins bleeding, but the allo holds on, adjusting its bite and claws, tearing more wounds before ripping its head away and taking some flesh with it. It gobbles down the meat as the hippo cries out in pain. The hippo is in a lot of pain and not truly used to predators that can cause that much damage to it that quickly. As it bleeds, the hippo begins to move towards the deeper water, hoping to either retreat or gain an advantage over the allo in the deeper territory it's more familiar with. The allosaurus realizes what is happening and pursues, tearing into the hippo's back legs and anything else it can reach. Eventually, it grabs a hold of the hippo's back leg just right and manages to tear muscle and tendon, causing the hippo to collapse. Once it does, the allosaurus pins it down with its foot and finishes it off with a powerful bite to the neck. Allosaurus wins. The allo won this fight due to its agility and weaponry. The hippo was never able to land an attack, and the allosaurus was able to do some serious damage. I had the allo win on account that it's supposed to be a predator of larger herbivores, while the hippo had never faced a predator this big. However, I do believe the hippo could quite easily have won this fight if it took place in deeper water, or if it had landed even a single attack, but that simply wasn't how this fight played out. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Feel free to suggest any future fights. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next Savage Showdown.